Hello, what is up? What's good? Welcome into the Wednesday edition of the OnlyBets Sports Podcast with Drew DeLucchi, Stern Bets. I'm the Prince of Picks. We got an action-packed show lined up for you guys today. Tons of action going on in soccer across Europe. We'll be sure to cover some of that. Of course, we've got domestic league MLS in action tonight as well, midweek action. Indie MLS is always a treat, so we'll be sure to give you a couple plays for that. Of course, the NBA playoffs tonight. We've got the Cavs and the Pistons, game 5. It's been a back and forth series, that one. So interesting to see what Drew and Stern thinks about that one. And we'll give you our best plays and looks, of course. That we have a massive 15-game slate in the major leagues today. Every team is in action in the ballpark today. So, of course, the boys are going to have some great picks and great looks. So there's a lot to choose from today. Everyone's in action. So really interested and excited to see what they have in store for us today. NHL, we've just got the Avalanche taking on the Wild Avalanche in a closeout situation here tonight. I do expect them to probably close that one out, but we'll get into that here when we cover the NHL. So a lot of sports, of course. We're eager and excited to get into it and share all of our thoughts and ideas with you guys. Before we do that, if you guys been here before, you guys know how it goes. Head on over to Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Give us a real quick rate, review, subscribe. Helps us out in terms of growing this channel and getting it out to more potential listeners. Once again, I am joined by Mr. Stern Betts. Good morning, Moshe. Happy Wednesday. How you doing, brother? What's going on?
Happy Wednesday indeed. Very, very happy. We had a good day yesterday. I think we all had a good day yesterday of looking at my bank account. We're going to get into the recap in just a second, but I do tend to agree with you on the Avalanche point. We're going to get to that a little bit later. But let's bring in Drew, hear how his day went, and then I'll recap my day, and then we'll drop off with you, Prince, and then we'll get into baseball. Drew, how was your day yesterday?
Yeah, I went 1-1. Unfortunately, Idasomo for the Timberwolves, he only went 1-4 from three, so I didn't get two threes. But Miles McCollus easily, I would say, went under 13 and a half outs. He only went 3.1 innings. They limited him like I expected to. It's not like he did absolutely terrible. I think he gave like a few runs, but they don't like him. We officially know, and this may be the last time we may get a line like this for him, that the Nationals do not like him to face the third time around the order because that's around when they took him out. So enjoy this line while it lasted.
Yeah, that was a really nice call over there. And yeah, definitely interested in seeing what you have for us today. I went 1-0, right? Let me double check. Pirates, first 7 money line cash, no problem. Paul Skeens had another no-hitter going into the 7th inning. I think today he actually held it until the 8th inning. And then the total under 10.5 basically came in sweat-free, -120. I'll take that. And then the San Antonio Spurs demolished last night. First half -1.5 came in absolutely no problem. And then the Vegas Golden Knights +1.5 came in. So that was another half a unit cash. I also put out a play. I don't know if you guys were following on Twitter. I also put it on our Discord. I put it out in all the places that I could. Mets money line +180. I got that in the 2nd inning, and that cashed also basically sweat free. So great day for me. Looking forward to another great day. Prince, how did you do yesterday?
Yesterday I went 2-2 for the official show picks. We did have Atletico Madrid on a draw no bet. Of course, they ended up winning that one outright. And then we had the Yankees, Braves, Mariners all over 2.5. That hit as well. But unfortunately, the W was a shocking result. The Liberty losing to the Portland Fire. Portland, again, projected to be the worst team in the W this season, and Liberty's projected to be a title contender. So them losing that one was an absolute stunner. Angel Reese did cover her 10-plus rebounds, but Alyssa Thomas, we had her at 15-plus points. It was the first time this season that she hit under on that one. So unfortunately, we missed that one. And then I had the Timberwolves +10.5. That was looking good up until about, I don't know, maybe beginning of the 4th quarter, with the Spurs just absolutely turned it on and just completely blew out the Wolves. And just ran away with it. So 2-2 for me officially on the show. And we'll see if we can bounce back a little bit today.
All right, let's get into our baseball plays. I have a first inning play and a first 3 inning play. But before we get into that, Drew, where are we going first?
Yeah, I have 2 out plays today. One play I was interested in is doing getting revenge. I was thinking of doing free revenge since the Orioles' last 2 starts. He hasn't been great. But even though he's at 17.5, I'm not going to necessarily bet it. in that case, but that is a game that's going to be fun to watch. It's one of the first games on the slate, but because there's only two, I think, early games. But the first one I'm going to go to, it's quite a bit of juice. But we'll go to Nationals at Reds. As you know, I love fading Nationals pitchers. Has a very high success rate, and not just the Nationals pitchers necessarily are bad, but I love fading Jake Irvin and Miles McCullough in general. As we've seen before, the Nationals manager rarely lets Jake Irvin again face their time out or let go in the sixth inning. Last time we bet is under, they let him in the sixth inning, gave him a home run right away, and took him out. And they're facing Reds offense that can get to pitchers very early. Jake Irvin's overall metrics, he's actually getting pretty lucky. His ERA probably should be a lot higher. So I know there's a lot of juice, but I like Jake Irvin under 15 and a half outs at minus 165. I'm kind of willing to take that juice in that case. I was trying to look to see if there was other places where it's better. Let me know if you find any, Stern.
So here's what I'm seeing in the markets right now. I'm seeing over under 15 and a half. You can get on Caesars minus 157 on the under 15 and a half. And then on the under 14 and a half, I see plus 124 on DK. Would you recommend a half a unit on the 14 and a half, or would you still stick with the or heavier juice at 15 and a half?
Heavier juice at 15 and a half because I've noticed when I've watched him pitch, they force him through at least five. Because if you just look at if you look at overall his last games, it's been like consistently 5 innings. I think one time he's gotten an out in the sixth. So I think that's a better value in EV.
Yep, I tend to agree with that. What's your second play for the day?
Because I think it's like 7-1 the under. But so it's a lot of juice. But the next one I'm going to go. The next play is we're gonna go all the way down. The Diamondbacks are at the Rangers. We have Kumar Rocker versus Ryan Nelson. I think end of the day, Ryan Nelson, he's covered 17 and a half because he's at 17 and a half outs. He's only covered it. It looks like based off of this one time, and that was the last game against the Mets where he got 6.2 innings. But all we know, I looked it up. Mets are like the worst team against starting pitchers at getting them out early. But before that, this line was 7-0. So this line is the under 17 and a half outs is 7-1 for Ryan Nelson. So I'm going to go under 17 and a half outs at minus 120. And the Rangers offense are a very gritty and grindy team. I think they're like top 10 in the league in pitches per at bat. Their offense does a lot better at home, and they're pretty good at making starting pitchers work as we've seen in the past. And it's something about Ryan Nelson. He throws a lot of fastballs, and he doesn't really have a lot of significant whiff rate. I think he has one of the highest pitchers when it comes to fastball rates, whether it's fastball, sinker, and stuff. And he gets a lot of contact when it's in the zone. So I like his under 17 and a half outs at minus 120.
Yeah, I can dig that. Arizona's not a fun team to face. Not at all. They do rank top 10 in striking out, although they are significantly worse on the road. So that's going to be an interesting spot to look out for. All right, I got two plays for you today. The first one's going to be in that early Yankee game, 1 p.m. start, right? I believe that's at 1 p.m. 1:05 exactly. Max Fried, how can I not take him to win in the first inning? Baltimore ranks 28th in scoring in the first, hitting the no-run first inning 83.72% of the time. Yankees are first in the league at hitting yes-run first inning. They hit at 49% of the time are they hitting a run in the first inning, which literally half the time. That's an unbelievable stat. They're leading the league by far. And then I get to back Max Fried's caliber of pitching. Minus 160 is not enough juice here. Baltimore starting Kyle Bradish. He hasn't really been bad, but he hasn't been great either. He has an 11.2% barrel rate with a 40.2% hard hit rate. And then he also has lack of control sometimes. He has a 12% walk rate. Opponents the first time around the order are batting 266 against Bradish. When you compare that against Fried, the number drops to 194. Minus 160, like I said, it's too short of a number for a clearly better Yankees team, even on the road. Drew, any thoughts on this play?
No, I like it a lot. No really taking. I mentioned it. I of course always trust Fried more than any other pitcher he usually faces. So yeah, no really particular take on that. I'm actually interested in just watching that game in general.
Yeah, I do have a lean on the Yankees for the first 5 and the full game, but nothing that I really wanted to dive into more than the first inning play that I had. The juice isn't significantly better, so take what we got. The second play here is going to be the Padres Brewers first 3 innings under 2.5, also juiced at -150, which isn't great, but we have 2 pitchers who are incredible the first time around the order. Michael King has opponents hitting just 0.98. 0.98. Jacob Mizorowski has opponents hitting just 127 the first time around. Mizorowski, I could see a little bit of negative regression going toe-to-toe against the Yankees. So a run or two doesn't really concern me. But he is facing the Padres, who rank 29th in runs scored in the first 4 innings. Milwaukee does rank 6th, but like I said, King has been hitting his spots. If he can keep the walks down, I think Milwaukee should be delayed from scoring just for a little bit. And again, opponents are hitting just 0.98 average the first time around the order. So I think that getting the first 3 under 2.5, give me a sleepy start here. Drew, how do you feel about this play?
Oh, I love that. Yeah, something Michael King, that's one of those because one of my buddies is a big Yankees fan, and he was upset when they, got rid of Michael King, but the Yankees have a lot of riches. So, but Michael King has been great as a starter. He's been doing a lot better this year than he did last year. And Mizorowski's Mizorowski, so I love that. I'm telling that.
Yeah, well, you better be telling everything, buddy. You're on the show. You got to play everything.
Oh yeah, no, I
I
actually
was just
love that
joking.
one.
I'm just a joke. Mostly a joke. All right, Prince, got any place for us in the MLB?
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah, we're gonna go back to my team total parlay. We've been
Oh,
having some.
speaking of which, by the way,
Yeah,
nice. Well done yesterday on that plus money parlay. Sorry for breaking you off.
yeah,
Go.
no, I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, we're gonna try to we're trying to run keep it going here. We've been hitting them pretty regularly. So we'll see what we can do today. But I got another one here. We're looking at the Reds, Mariners, and the Dodgers. All over 2.5 runs. That comes in at -105. We're looking at the Reds, of course, taking on the Nationals, which we like to fade. Excuse me, as much as we can, especially the pitching staff. And then, of course, the Mariners here taking on, the Astros again, another suspect pitching staff here, bottom of the league. And then the Dodgers, I'm going to trust the Dodgers, excuse me. The Dodgers here at home for their bats to wake up here against the Giants, who are a bit a mid pitching staff, but taking on Robbie Ray. I'll take the Dodgers here at home to get 3+ runs. So again, Reds, Mariners, Dodgers over 2.5 -105.
Yeah, that's fun. I could definitely see that. You're picking really bad pitching staffs. Everyone except for the Giants. Giants have a decent pitching staff, but they have been strained and they've been pitching a lot better than they have in recent weeks. And I kind of expect a negative regression there. So I like the Dodgers play. And then the Seattle again batting really poor Houston bullpen, and then Cincinnati batting against Washington's bullpen. I think this is a really sharp play. Drew, any thoughts on this parlay?
Oh yeah, definitely. I like it a lot. Even the Giants one. This is probably the Giants' best, I would say, starting pitcher so far coming up. It turns out, by the way, that Logan Webb has been playing with knee issues this whole time. He has like Brissets in his knee, so which kind of explains his slumps he's been having. But I'm gonna say this. How about the Giants, man? They've some reason they suck everywhere else because they used all their energy just to beat the Dodgers. The 4-1 against them this year, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, you could take the win, but I don't think they're winning tonight against Otani. Otani has been absolute beast. I really did want to play this. I just have to be really careful in these, interdivision games. Just anything can happen, even though I do lean Dodgers today. For the record, I did have the Giants yesterday, so there's that. All right. Anything else on the MLB slate officially from the 3 of us? Prince, anything else?
Nothing officially from me.
Drew, anything else official?
Nothing official.
All right, we'll come back to leans at the end here. Let's get into our home run sprinkles of the day. Prince, why don't you lead us off? Who do you got?
Yeah, so today, guys, I'm going to go with Cal Raleigh of the Seattle Mariners. You get that plus 324 taking on the Astros again. Astros, one of the worst pitching staffs in the league. They have allowed a lot of home runs. Looking at the Astros pitching staff here in terms of home runs allowed, 28th in the league. So bottom 3 here, allowing home runs. So I think Cal Raleigh in a good position here. He's hit some home runs already this season. So we'll go with him here at plus 324.
Hey, do you know who's 23rd on my model to hit a home run?
Cal Raleigh.
Cal Raleigh. Drew, who do you got?
I got something juicy. So in 38 innings, Ryan Nelson, I'm already fading his under 17 and a half outs. He's given up 8 home runs in 38 innings, a lot more than he did last year, and people are hitting him hard. And then I got Corey Seager at plus 410. He's 4 for 7 lifetime against Ryan Nelson with a home run, and we can get him at plus 400 odds. Give me that all day.
He's on the top 50 list as well. And just for the record, my home run list doesn't necessarily correlate to actual mathematics. I'm still working on it, but it does give me a good glimpse at who is most likely to hit a home run from their player versus pitcher historicals for how hot they're batting recently and yada, yada, yada. So, take it with a grain of salt, but it has been working out for me, I think. I've been hitting at least once a week. I'm going to go with Ben Rice here. Hit him 2 days ago, plus 310. I know the number is not great, but this man is on fire. You're getting 16 miles per hour wind blowing out to left. Love that. Kyle Bradish has an 11.2% barrel rate. Love that. He has a high walk rate. Not such a great strikeout rate and pretty low overall numbers here. When I'm looking at Ben Rice, 58.7% hard hit rate. He is beating Aaron Judge in hard hit rate. And he is also beating Aaron Judge. Oh, nope, he is not beating him. He is just under Aaron Judge in barrel rate at 20.7%. So just give me Ben Rice. I think Judge or Rice gets a homer today. It's kind of a toss-up, but give me the extra 70 points on value for Rice. Any reactions, Drew or Prince, to any of the home run plays that anyone else gave out?
No, I love it and I hope it hits.
Yeah, like an early one. Like, let's get this done by like 110, guys. All right, Prince, you ready for basketball?
Yeah, I am.
All right, let's get into it. We did talk about it a little bit earlier about what happened last night with the Spurs. Well done, really well done. I feel like that's what we expected to see out of the gate from the get-go in this series, but Timberwolves are tough. What can we expect from yesterday and looking forward to today?
Yeah, so I think yesterday, like I said, I was on the Wolves plus 10.5, and that was looking good. But then the Spurs, they pulled away. Look, we all expected Wemby to have a big game. And he came out on fire. I think he had like 15, 16 points in the first quarter. So shout out to Wemby. The Spurs, they took care of home court advantage. So now they're up 3-2, and Game 6 is going to be in Minnesota, and we'll see what that looks like. I probably have to do a little bit more digging into it before I come up with something official for that one, because I'm not really sure yet which way I want to go on that series. But yeah, shout out to the Spurs. This is a team that doesn't have much playoff experience, but doesn't seem to be affecting it right now. They're stepping up in the most important moments of the series. So anytime you got Wemby, of course you're always going to be in a great position to go on a run. So that's exactly what they did. But looking at today's game here, of course we got the Cavs taking on the Pistons. This one is 2-2, all tied up. The home team has won every single game in this series. Cavs undefeated at home throughout the playoffs, but they have yet to win a road game. So for that reason, I'm on the Pistons tonight. I think it's at -4, if I'm not mistaken. I'll take them anything up to about minus probably 4.5 would probably be my limit. But I like the Pistons to win it tonight. Again, the Cavs, until they win a road game, I can't really back them on the road. And so I'll take Detroit, who's been great at home for the most part, other than that mishap against Orlando. But I'll take the Pistons here in a bounce back spot. Game 5, give me the Pistons here with the points. -4 is what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm going to play the -4 and bet 365 right now, -110 with you. I do have a slight lean to the under 213.5, which I took last night. Not an official play, but definitely leaning on Detroit. And if they get their stuff together, Cleveland should struggle to score.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, go on.
Yeah, no, just one other play I was going to look at too, and I got to do some research, but I'll probably end up making it official here if I can we can maybe post it on the recap screen. I'm looking at first quarter. I'm looking at Pistons first quarter. I think usually game fives, the home team usually gets out to a really fast start, especially when they lost coming off of a loss in game four. I'm gonna have to do some more research to see exactly what the numbers say in that. I'm curious to see what analytics back that up, but I think the Pistons get out to a hot start tonight. So I'm looking at something either first quarter, race to 10, race to 15, something along those lines, but something that favors the Pistons getting out to an early, quick lead.
I would maybe recommend looking at a first half line there. I'll see what my model says when we get off here to see what maybe the best value is, because we have been hitting them, and I do have my model running all the simulations for first quarters and halves and all that. So I'll definitely take a look and tell you what I got. But obviously, if you feel comfortable enough, I'm going to be playing it with you. Drew, do you have any player props for tonight?
Yeah, I do, and I think this is kind of a steal. I found it on some really good value on DK. Donovan Mitchell over 26.5 points at -112. He's covered this the last three games. Ever since the first game of the series, he only had 23 points, but his last three games, in order from most in the past to most recent, he had 31 points in game two, 35 in game three, and 43 in game four. If they're going to win, have chance, Mitchell's going to have to at least score 30. And the fact that you're getting it at -112 for him to score 27 points, I think it's amazing value because it doesn't look like the Pistons have had an answer for him at all. And I love this.
That's a fun player prop to play, and you've been really sharp with these. That's going to be fun, especially when you only have one game and you want to kind of focus on maybe there's not so much action going on if you're just watching the basketball. So, or I should say basketball on the left and NHL on the right. But hey, that's me. All right. Anything else, Prince, for the NBA slate, or Drew? Anything to follow up on before we move into the NHL?
That's it
One
for me.
second, guys. I'm getting a call real quick.
Absolutely no problem. But we're going to be moving on to the NHL. Prince, any reactions to last night? We had the Sabres beat the Canadiens. That was a surprise for me personally. I didn't bet on the game, but did think that the Canadiens should have been the heavy favorites there. Golden Knights do get it done, surprisingly, in overtime. So the +1.5 came in, but did expect them to win it in 60. Happy I didn't put out that play individually. Prince, any thoughts from last night or anything for tonight's game where we have the Wild facing the Avalanche leading 3-1? Or sorry, Avalanche playing the Wild at home leading 3-1.
Yeah. I kind of wish last night I would have trusted my instincts. I was looking at the Sabres +1.5 with the Knights team total over 1.5. I almost pulled the trigger, but I backed out at the end. But yeah, interesting for sure. Sabres tying that series up 2-2. So everything to play for. Of course, that series goes back to Buffalo in Game Five. So I think you would probably have to favor them now, being the home team here in Game Five. And then the Knights,
Yes.
right,
Yes.
right.
Yes.
You would agree
Even
with
though
that?
I don't like what the Sabres have been doing, I think the value is on them at home. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, no, 100% agree with you. And then the Knights, of course, taking a 3-2 lead now in this series. So game six, I believe, will go back in Anaheim. This one could go seven. I think Anaheim is decent at home. And it all depends on basically their offensive output. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to slow down the Knights, but it's going to be more so on the Ducks and how many goals they can score and can they keep up with the Vegas Knights, because they've shown defensively, the Ducks, that they're not something that you can really count on them defensively. So I'd probably lean toward maybe more of a higher scoring game in game was it six between the Knights and the Ducks, but we'll get to that maybe tomorrow once that game and the lines become more.
I've got to say, by the way, just from the model, it likes the Ducks as well. It likes both home teams on
Hmm,
Thursday.
interesting,
Just put it out
interesting.
there.
Yeah,
I don't necessarily personally agree with it. I'm just telling you what the model says.
yeah, sure. No, I mean it could be. I mean, obviously, the home team should be, favored in a must-win situation, which I think the Ducks would be in, right? So, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But as far as tonight goes, again, the Avalanche in a closeout situation against the Wild. I don't have anything official for this one, but I do obviously lean heavily towards the Avalanche. I think they probably do get it done here tonight. The money line's a little bit too juiced, so I'm looking at minus 200 right now. So you probably have to parlay that with something else if you wanted to play that. Maybe take them on a puck line. You could maybe like minus 1.5. I don't know if
I
they
have
win
to
by.
push back.
I don't know if they win by two. What
No,
you
no, 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 no.
you're on the okay. All right, you're on the Wild.
I am not on the Wild. I am on Colorado. I took the money line at minus 174. If the price was under minus 180, I would have given it out as a half unit official bet. I do not like the minus 1.5. I think that the Wild keep it close. I do think that the value is on Colorado. If you're looking at anything, just take Colorado at the minus 200 price as a parlay piece for a half a unit or something like that and add it to something that you like. But I would not trust any of these games to be won by more than one goal, and I wouldn't trust any of these games to be done by the end of the 60-minute mark. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. As I was saying, I was looking at the 1.5, but I don't really like that because to your point, I do think in an elimination game, I don't like laying any kind of double digit or not double digit, but anything more than a one goal type of lead or win. So I'm with you on that. I think it is a close game. So definitely take the Avalanche on the money line, or maybe even a team total is another avenue you could possibly look at. But it could go either way. It could be a defensive game, it could be an offensive game. So hard to say in terms of the total, but. In either case, I think we're both on board here with the Avalanche. Definitely as a parlay piece.
Yeah, I have oh whoops, this is the wrong game. I do have them projected to score Colorado Avalanche to score 3.4 goals to the Wild 2.6, but there is a significant risk that it goes under. Yeah, I just like Colorado and that's it. I'm just gonna get in, get out. Not even an official play, but that's where I'm sticking with. If Drew, you are back, we would love to hear your thoughts in the NHL. If you are still on the call, no problem. 3, 2, 1. Prince, any thoughts in the WNBA?
Yep, I do have one play tonight in the W. So we'll go ahead and get into that right now. We have a 4-game slate tonight, which is a big slate in the W because there's not a whole lot of teams. But for this one here, we're going to the early tip-off here, 7 p.m. Eastern. We got the Seattle Storm heading up north, crossing the border, taking on the Toronto Tempo. I'm taking the Temple here, minus 3.5. You get around minus 120. I'm going to fade the Storm every chance I get. Again, I think the Storm are going to be one of the worst teams, if not the worst team in the league. I know Portland is projected to be there right now. I think Seattle's going to be right there with them. So I'm not expecting much from this Storm team. I think 3.5 is too low. I get it. This is an inauguration season for the Toronto Temple, but I still think they have more talent than Seattle at home in Toronto. This is a country that has hasn't had a women's professional team yet, so this is going to be the first time Seattle making a long trip all the way from Seattle, having to deal with passport issues. They've never had to done that before in the league, so this is a new experience for them. With the long flight, not a very good team. Give me the Temple here, minus 3.5. I'll lay it taking on the Seattle Storm.
Cool. Yeah, I can dig it. I really like these individual plays, especially when you get to just kind of focus on one of them and get involved in the sport and understand where the teams are, who the teams are, what their outlook is, and getting comfortable. I love it. Any player props that you have a lean on? Because you've been sharp with these. I know you don't maybe not have an official play, but any player props that you were kind of looking into?
Nothing officially. I mean, obviously, Caitlin Clark's playing tonight. The Fever taking on the Sparks. I'd probably look at Caitlin Clark points, and I'd also look at the total over in that game. Those are two teams that love to get up and down the floor, specifically the Fever. So, I think just the fact of the tempo of place that they play at is going to be conducive to Caitlin Clark getting points. She only hit 2 threes in her last game. She was like 2 for 6 and 2 for 7, which is a little bit unusual for her, but. So I'm not sure what I do with the 3-point prop, but I do like her probably to get points. I don't know what that line is at right now.
I was
But
actually going to ask you about it. You can get the over 2.5 at minus 160. And honestly, I kind of like the line there.
yeah, I like that too. I'll probably be playing that because I think only 2 points is an aberration for her, and especially against the Sparks is another team. Both of these teams like to get up and down the court, so I think there's going to be tons and tons of 3-point opportunities for Caitlin Clark. So anything points, 3 points, I like both of those for her.
So I don't really know too much about the WNBA, so it's not an official play for me. But if I was going to be making an official play, that's what I'd be looking at. Let's make this our show play of the day. Caitlin
Yep.
Clark over 2.5. And honestly, I can even put this at -150. If you have Fanatics, it is cheaper over there.
Perfect.
Shout out
Yep.
Fanatics. I can't use you. Please stop. Please don't block me anymore. All right, that's gonna wrap up WNBA. Anything for the soccer landscape today, Prince?
Oh yeah, we have soccer plays today. Today's a big day in soccer. Honestly, guys, I could probably
Oh,
do
we
my.
got MLS Wednesdays.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Now we've got MLS tonight. We've got a lot of games taking place across Europe. Honestly, I could probably go off and do a whole 30-minute show on my own for the amount of just playable positions I feel that there are today in soccer. But we'll just keep it short here for the purposes of the show. But again, you guys can follow me over on X at Prince of Pix 10. I'll have all my plays over on the Telegram VIP channel there. So if you guys want to follow the rest of my plays, be sure to follow me over there. But in terms of the show picks here, we're going to start off with what I call the Kings of Europe parlay. We're looking at Manchester City, Barcelona, and PSG. So first up, we're going to go to the Manchester City match, 3 p.m. Eastern kickoff, taking on Crystal Palace. Palace expected to rotate their lineup here. I think they're going to come out here with a B team as really they don't have anything to play for at all in the EPL. Their focus is going to be on the Conference League Championship, which is, I believe, next weekend, so about a week and a half from now. So I'm expecting Crystal Palace to wrap their best players in cotton wool, as the British like to say. Basically, prevent them from any type of injuries. They're not going to see a minute on the field, in my opinion, here until the conference championship. So I expect to see a fully rotated side from Palace. And of course, City right in the thick of it here in the title hunt for the EPL. They are in a must-win situation. So give me Man City, the more motivated team, the better team at home, taking on a Crystal Palace rotated side. We're going to take Manchester City on the money line as the first leg of our 3-leg parlay. The next leg we're going to go to here is going to be a 3:30 p.m. Eastern kick. We're going to go to La Liga in Spain, where we have Deportivo Alaves taking on Barcelona. We're just going to ask for Barcelona to score here. That's all we need. We're looking at Alaves. They have allowed a goal in 17 straight matches, and Barcelona has scored in 20 straight matches against Deportivo Alaves. So Alaves having a rough season, bottom of the table, second to last in La Liga right now. Barcelona, nothing to play for, but again, when you're playing a team as bad as Alaves, I think even a halfway motivated Barcelona side should be able to at least score a goal. That's all we're asking to do. So just Barcelona to score, partnered with Manchester City Moneyline. And then the third leg of this parlay, we're going to go to the French League One. We have a big game here in League One. PSG taking on Lens, again, a 3 p.m. Eastern kick. This one is going to decide the champion of League One in France. PSG, they will win the title as long as they avoid a defeat. So a draw or a win for PSG, and they will lock up the championship position in French League One. And that's exactly what I'm expecting to happen here. So I'm going to take PSG on a double chance, taking on Lens. When we're looking at the head-to-head, they're undefeated in 15 out of 17 against Lens. So history backs this up as well. PSG just a better side. Give me PSG to avoid a defeat. Double chance. PSG partnered with Barcelona to score and Manchester City on the money line. You're going to get all that at an incredible price of -110. There is no way I could pass that up. I think that's incredible value here. So that's what we're going to be playing.
So I'm seeing +100 over on Caesars for this line, right? Man City money line, Barcelona team total. Well, Barcelona to score, PSG double chance, right?
Correct.
The only thing, and I can't believe I'm saying this as a Man City sort of fan, I don't know if I like Man City today. I would just sprinkle, I would hedge just a little bit on the draw in that game. I don't think Man City loses this game, but I just might sprinkle. I think you can get this at +600 or something around there. Just to hedge off this bet.
Okay.
Absolutely love the PSG side. Absolutely love the Barcelona side. I think Man City scores at least one, if not two, as they normally do. I would just sprinkle a little bit on the draw, and that's all.
Yeah. I'll push back and I'll just say I think this is a blowout spot for Man City. I don't see Palace being competitive at all this one. To be honest with you, I think Man City wins this by multiple goals. I'll put it this way: if Man City drops points in a must-win situation to a rotated Crystal Palace team with absolutely nothing to play for, then they don't deserve to win the EPL. So I'm expecting Man City at home. Those fans will not allow this game to be close. I really can't see any situation, but to your point, it is the EPL. Anything can happen. All of these teams are good. Even the rotated sides are still quality teams. So you never know. So we'll see what happens. But I do have two more plays here that we'll
Let's
get
hear it,
in.
because by the way, I just want to say I cannot wait for that matchup at 3:30.
Yeah,
It's going to be
yeah,
so much fun.
it really is. It's going to be a very intense environment
And
there.
something that I've been keeping an eye out is teams playing spoiler against top tier teams that are still fighting for the division. I don't
Yeah.
know why, but teams have been doing it lately. Anyway, go
Well,
on.
they want to
Who
be.
do
Well,
you
yeah,
got?
they want to be part of history. They want to be. You know, anytime your season is done, if you have a chance to take out somebody else as a competitor, right? As someone who's been a part of those teams myself, obviously on a much lower level, it's something that you get motivated for. You want to be a part of that. So, yeah, I think Palace comes out motivated at least. But other than that, I don't think they have enough talent. But anyway, here let's go on. We're looking at. We're gonna go to the Polish league, the Ekstraklasa in Poland. Let me pull up these teams' names if I can pronounce it correctly, because I'm sure some Polish people are out there listening, and they're gonna kill me for not saying it the right way. I'm probably still not gonna say it the right way, but Rako Częstochowa taking on Jagiellonia Białystok. 2:30 p.m. Eastern kickoff for this one this afternoon. I'm looking at over 2.5 goals in this one. You're getting to get that at minus 130. These are two teams that score and concede regularly. We're looking at the head-to-head. This has hit in 9 straight between these two sides, over 2.5. So when these two teams match up, you tend to see goals, and I think we're going to continue to see that again. The Polish Ekstraklasa, one of the highest scoring leagues in the world to begin with. So I like this play a lot. Rako Białystok over 2.5 at minus 130. And then any thoughts
Just
on that
real
before I
quick
move
on
on to
that
the last
one.
one? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Would you consider the both teams to score at over 2.5 goals at plus 104 as well?
You could. I'm okay with the price of minus 130, just getting the over 2.5, just in case one team doesn't get on the board. But if you want a better price, yeah, I don't hate it.
Okay. Yeah, no, sorry. Just curious. And I'm still learning myself about what price points I'm willing to handle, you know?
Yeah, for sure. No doubt about it. And then finals for me, guys. We're gonna go to MLS tonight. Of course, we got a massive slate of games. Midweek action in the MLS is always fun. I'm gonna point out one game here for the show. I'm looking at Sporting Kansas City hosting LA Galaxy, 8:30 p.m. Eastern kickoff. I'm taking the over 3 in this one. You can get that at minus 130. For me, this is kind of an auto play right now. Whenever Sporting Kansas City plays, probably the worst defensive team in the MLS, maybe one of the worst defensive teams in the last 10 years in the MLS. This Kansas City team just they can't stop anything right now. And so I expect goals in every single one of their matches. We're looking at the LA Galaxy. This is a team that can score. And so I like the over 3 in this one. I think this one ends up being a shootout. Give me Kansas City Galaxy over 3 at minus 130.
That one, 100% in behind. I love that play a lot. Can I ask you? Oh, sorry, Drew. Go.
Oh, sorry. I'm just like I'm back, by the way. And then I guess when you're done with that, I do have one hockey play.
Okay, yeah, no problem. We'll be happy to go back. Give us our sprinkles in the MLB and NHL or anything left in the NBA. But I wanted to ask Prince about Austin FC, Colorado Rapids, and Houston Dynamo tonight. I have slight leans on their money on the money line for each of these teams as just pure value plays. Any thoughts on those three?
Okay, so you said you said Colorado is one of them.
Colorado
Mm-hmm.
over Minnesota.
Okay. For that one, Colorado's in a funk right now. I'm a little hesitant to back them. They've kind of been underperforming over the last several weeks. So for me, as I have a play for every game here, so let me just pull up my bet slip here. I actually like Minnesota on the money line in this one. That's one of the few money lines that I took tonight. I'm just fading Colorado right now, especially on the road. They've been pretty poor on the road this season, and like I said, they're in a little bit of a rut right now. This one could go either way, honestly, but I'm leaning more towards Minnesota, and officially I have Minnesota on the money line for me personally.
Okay, and then the other games was Houston Dynamo over Real Salt Lake.
Okay, let's see. Houston and Salt Lake. I guess I forgot to bet that one. Okay, I'll have to go back and look at that one. Let's see. Houston and Salt Lake. I like Salt Lake at home. Anytime you get Salt Lake at home, they have pretty good home field advantage. Looking at the head-to-head here, they've been undefeated against Houston. It looks like in about 9 of their last 10 taking on Houston when they're playing in Salt Lake City. So I probably go towards Salt Lake in that one. I do have to go ahead and go back in my notes and add that one to my bet slip. But I lean more towards Salt Lake for sure. Again, Houston, I kind of fade them on the road.
Okay, and then the last one here, let's make it a 3 for 3. Austin over San Diego, in San Diego.
Yeah, so this one was a little bit more tricky because San Diego is definitely backsliding right now. Not in good form. But Austin again, a road team that just typically they do not do well on the road. But we're looking at San Diego. I mean, they're winless at home, and let's see, 4 straight San Diego winless at home. So this one, if you were ever to take a road team, I probably I wouldn't mind putting something on Austin, but as we're looking at Austin's away form here, they too are winless in 5 straight, 6, 7. As I'm pulling up the schedule, 8, 9, 10 straight. Austin FC winless in 10 straight on the road. So you have two teams winless. San Diego winless at home, Austin winless on the road. I don't know which way this goes. I'm going to back the better team personally. Officially, I like San Diego. I'm sorry to go against all three of these here. I'm just taking the better team. I think San Diego is slightly better than Austin, but these are two teams that are just not in good form right now. So probably more of a toss-up, to be honest with you.
Hey, that's all right. I was just asking. These are just value plays, fading the public's over betting one side, I should say. And technically, I only need one of these to cash to be profitable. So something to think about. All right, let's get into. Oh, sorry. Anything else in the soccer landscape today that you wanted to get to?
Not now, but when we after we kind of recap everything, I do want to talk about the Scottish Premier League. We got some big matches, and maybe if Michael wants to hop on and give some thoughts on that a little bit later, we can do that. But we can go ahead and get Drew's picks first, though.
Okay, yeah. I'm assuming the Hearts, right? That's one of the teams.
Yeah,
there.
Hearts is playing, Rangers are playing, and Celtic are playing. So all three of the big teams are in action today.
Why don't we just get right into it? I don't mind just finishing up with soccer, then circling back to the NHL. Michael, if you want to request to speak, we can bring you on. But let's talk a little bit about Scottish football.
Yeah, so again, 3 massive games today, guys. All of them are kicking off at 3 p.m. Eastern. Of course, when we're looking at the Scottish Premier League table right now, Hearts are sitting at top. They're just 1 point ahead of Celtic. So realistically, it's just a 2-team race right now. Rangers, with that loss over the weekend, have basically been eliminated from contention to win the league. But looking at the matchups here, we have Hearts taking on Falkirk. I lean towards Hearts in this one. Of course, Hearts should be favored to win, and they are. But I just wonder when the pressure is going to ratchet up against Hearts, because this is a position they've never been in before. Again, it's been 40 years since any team other than Celtic or Rangers has won the Scottish Premier League. So these players for Hearts, they're not used to this kind of pressure. There's only 2 games left, so they're almost there. This could be a banana peel for them. I don't think so. Hearts are pretty excellent at home. Their home form is great right now. Falkirk, not a very good team to begin with here. So probably Hearts on the money line is the way I would go with this one. And then, of course, you got Celtic taking on Motherwell. Massive game here. Celtic in a must-win situation. Going to Motherwell. Motherwell's a tough place to play. It could be a banana peel for them. I could see them dropping points potentially here against Motherwell. I'd be curious to hear what Michael thinks about that if he's able to hop on. If not, it's okay. But in any case, I think personally they're almost at the end here, right? So if they can get through Motherwell, then it all comes down to Celtic versus Hearts for the SPL Championship, which would be next week. So it's up to them. See if they can get past Motherwell. I think it's going to be tough. Then I actually like Hibernian. They're taking on Rangers. You're getting a great value at this. It's plus 380, Hibernian on the money line. But I think this is more of me fading Rangers. Emotionally, I think they're going to be spent after losing that massive game over the weekend that eliminated them from contention to win the SPL. They have nothing to play for now. And so I'm kind of looking at maybe like a hangover for them. Maybe they're in their emotions. Maybe they're just not really up for the game. And Hibernian, they have an outside chance to get into European competition. So I kind of like the more motivated team here in Hibernian to get the win outright and take care of a Rangers team that might be a little bit emotionally distraught from having their season come to an end the way that it did. So I think there's some value here in Hibernian on the road, plus 380 on the money line, taking on Rangers. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts. Maybe we'll get Michael's thoughts on another day to hear what he has to say about the Scottish Premiership, because he's got his eye on the Scottish Premier League probably a little bit more than I do. So he's more of our Scottish Premiership insider, I would say.
Yeah, for sure. On the ground reporting, I keep forgetting. Correspondent.
Yes,
That's the word.
boots on the ground. Yeah, boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground. All right, Drew, we're gonna go back to you to hear your NHL play, and yeah, let's get into it. I'm excited to hear what you got. You've been sharp here. Give it to us.
Yeah, for sure. Just make this pretty straightforward, but for the Avalanche game, I have Devin Tays for 1 point. He's a defenseman for the Avalanche at plus 105. I think this is really good value. I'm getting this value because he has regressed in a way, but this is probably the top two defensemen in hockey. He collected 3 points in 4 games against the Kings, and then game one of the second round, he's gotten 4 points. He hasn't gotten any points in 2, 3, and 4, so I expect positive regression. I think this is great value for a very good assisting defenseman. So 1 point, just need him to get 1 point for plus 105 in the Avalanche. You can definitely score enough goals for him to get that opportunity, or he can even score a
Sorry,
goal.
who's the man that
Devin
we're looking at?
Tays.
All right, Devin Tays. Where are you? I gotta
Oh,
find
so
you on
it's
my book.
Toews, but his name is pronounced Tays.
Cool. Good to know. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Yeah, I definitely feel that Colorado should be running away with this. So getting any value here, especially at plus money, I'm definitely going to be in on that. Prince, any thoughts on this one?
Nope, nothing for me, but of course I'll be telling it.
Cool. All right. Yeah, lock that in at plus 105 on DK right now. All right. Are we ready for the question of the day, or is there any sprinkles that we want to talk about? I will say that I do have leans on the Cubs, Marlins, Yankees, Seattle, I think is a good look today. Philadelphia is a good look today. Tampa Bay, solid look. I don't really trust Toronto despite Dylan Cease on the mound. Yeah, I think that's it for me. Drew, any leans in baseball, hockey? Well, I guess we already kind of went through everything, but any other leans in the sports landscape before I get to the question of the day?
No.
Prince?
Nope, nothing for me.
All right, I got a question now. If you had a superpower, not forever, but for one day, what would it be and why? Drew.
Okay, perfect. Actually, come back to me real quick. I need to think about that.
So do
Yeah,
I.
that's a really good question.
That is a good question.
So I was thinking teleportation.
Oh no! I was
I
just gonna
was
say
just thinking
that.
that too.
That's crazy, Mosh. That is wild. I literally was about to say teleporting. Oh wow, that's
Hey, we
crazy.
can just
Oh,
double
wait.
down,
What
triple
kind
down
of
on that one.
teleporting? I'm curious.
Like, I want to be able to visualize anywhere in the world and any building and any location and be able to go in and out. So if I wanted to go into the central bank and pull out $1 billion, I'd be able to do that.
Yeah,
And you could do that not even in America. You could do that anywhere in the world. Go to like some random country that we're at war with or something. Just go in, grab the money, get out, live my rest of my life happy.
Heck yeah, dude! Just like snap your fingers or something, right? Like boop, you're like wherever you thought of, that's where you are, like telekinesis type of teleporting or something. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, and then I would like visit Paris and Rome, just just to get a little bit out there, and then get home before the end of that 24-hour period.
So awesome. I'm with you on that. Or maybe invincibility. Maybe invincibility, so they can't see you. Like, you go wherever you want.
Yeah, but that only works one. Like, that's
yeah,
one day.
it's
Like, you
one
have to
way. Like,
travel.
yeah. Mhm.
I was thinking flying, like that would be really cool, but I think I would actually secretly freak out if I had the ability to fly.
Same. 100%. That's why I didn't choose that. Like, nope. I'd definitely freak out.
Drew, any new thoughts on what superpower you would like for the
Yeah,
day?
so one of my favorite, not technically, he's not technically a superhero. One of my favorite from X-Men was Nightcrawler, where he could teleport where he sees or where he's like been before. But I wouldn't want to necessarily make, because I've always loved the idea of like teleportation. But if I had to probably pick one superpower, it would probably be Doctor Strange's power at the end of the day, because I think it's the coolest thing. You have the ability to make things optical illusions, bend time, kind of in a way, and you basically control time, space, and continuum in a way. So that's pretty cool.
Especially if you didn't have to deal with all that responsibility at the same time.
Yeah, yeah, no, okay. I
Definitely
will
would.
say, if
think
I
it's a
don't have to
great
deal
option.
with being a part of, I forgot what the cult name is. If I don't have to deal with being in charge of, guarding not just one of the Infinity Stones, but guarding their area, then I would definitely love that superpower. I'm assuming we don't have to
No,
be in
this is
charge of
great.
anything. Just have the superpower.
Right, just the
Yeah,
fun part. It's just
just
for
the
one
fun
day.
part. Yeah.
All right, that's kind of like give me more wishes type of answer. I'll like to bend time. But let's get into our recap screen. Drew, who do you got for today?
Yeah, definitely. Let me see. I have Ryan Nelson under 17.5 outs for -120. Jake Irvin under 15.5 outs for -157. Donovan Mitchell over 26.5 points for -112. Devin Tays for the Avalanche, 1 point plus 105. Sprinkle Corey Seager home run at plus 410.
Love it. I am on the Yankees first inning money line -160. Padres, Brewers first 3 innings under 2.5 -150. And then my home run sprinkle today, Ben Rice plus 310. Prince, close us out.
Yep. So we're going to go to the MLS tonight. Give me Sporting Kansas City, LA Galaxy over 3 goals. Over the Polish Ekstraklasa, we're looking at Rakow Białystok over 2.5 goals. We've got a Kings of Europe parlay. We're going to look at Manchester City money line, Barcelona to score, and PSG on a double chance comes in at -110. On the diamond tonight, give me the Reds, Mariners, and Dodgers. All over 2.5 runs here at -105. Home run sprinkle. I'm going to take Cal Raleigh of the Seattle Mariners to go yard here, plus 324. And then in the W tonight, WNBA, give me the Toronto Tempo -3.5. That was at -120. That's going to do it for us today, guys. This has been your Wednesday edition of the OnlyBets Sports Podcast alongside Drew DeLucchi. Stern Bets, I'm the Prince of Picks. We hope you have enjoyed all this content. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. We will be back again tomorrow, same time, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Monday through Friday. Catch us on Twitter at OnlyBets Podcast. We appreciate all you guys' support. Let's cash out these tickets. And until tomorrow, we will talk to you guys soon. Thank you.